Hi everyone, it's Dawn Fisher, Morning Glory Needleworks. Welcome to my 71st FlossTube video. As always, I just have to do this. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, watched, commented. I got a few comments on the last one and a question, so I'll answer that as much as I can. Anyway, as always, all the links, there's one extra one that I'm going to talk about tonight. I posted in the description slash comments where you can go look. It's on my laptop anyway. It's below the video itself on YouTube. Um, Plus, I break my videos into chapters. So if there's just one certain section you want to watch over, if you want to come back and watch Stitch of the Month again, you don't have to scroll through the whole video. Just click on the timestamp and it will take you directly to that section of the video. Also, in that same section, I have all my links to the Morning Glory Needleworks Etsy shop, Instagram, the Morning Glory Needleworks Facebook page, Buy Me a Coffee bio link, which has all the links included. There's also a link to the Stitch of the Month Facebook group if you want to join that and get the stitches, get information on the stitches, especially I'm going to be teaching one this time. So all that's in there, all that information, my email address in case you want to contact me. I'm always happy to hear from people. So that's my little intro blurb. Now I want to talk about a life update. Um, I want to celebrate because the 30th, November 30th, was the last day of hurricane season. Yay. That doesn't mean we won't get another storm. It's just way less likely. We'll say that. Knock on wood. So I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I spent mine with a couple of friends from high school that happened to move down to the area. It's amazing how many people I graduated live within probably half an hour to an hour of me. Also there was a neighbor and a few of my friend Karen, her friends. So it was a really nice time. It was a nice day. I actually didn't have to cook a thing, which I kind of feel guilty about, but I was told I didn't need to bring anything, so I brought myself. And it was really nice out. We sat by the pool for a long time. I had a couple of drinks, and then went inside and had this fabulous meal of turkey and ham and stuffing and sweet potato casserole and corn casserole. Oh my God, it was so much food. And I don't have any family here, so it's so nice to have some friends to be able to go and spend a day with and just relax and have a good time, get out of the house because a lot of times I don't leave the house very much. I'm always online or um, busy working on something, but I don't always get out and leave. And right now, I really don't want to leave because sad news, our elevator is broken and I'm on the third floor, which I mean, it's not horrible, but if you have to carry, I buy like my kitty litter, it's either in 20-pound um, plastic jugs or I buy a big 40-pound uh, container. It's got four 10-pound things. That's hard to carry up 2 flights of stairs. And groceries, I'm avoiding buying groceries right now, anything I can't carry in one hand, just because I don't feel like hauling everything up or downstairs. Um, I'm hoping I can hold out to do my laundry again because that's on the second floor. The elevator is supposed to be fixed. I'm not sure. They're supposed to call Monday. Of course, what broke was some kind of a special part that you can only get at one place in California. You can't have it on hand. They have to send it and then it has to be programmed. So it could be another week or two, 10 days before our part is installed. So it's really kind of frustrating. Luckily, I have a lot of groceries. I have a lot of food. I still have all my hurricane food, so I'm good for a while. just sometimes you have to haul garbage downstairs, especially kitty litter, used kitty litter. So it's heavy when it comes up and heavy when I carry it back down. But anyway, the bonus from my Thanksgiving dinner was I actually got to bring home some containers of food and pie, and oh my God. So I've been eating that for a couple of days now. So that was another nice thing about it because there was so much food. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on here. I mean, it's not horrible that the elevator doesn't work. I feel sorry. There are people on my floor, one woman who uses a scooters and can't walk. So that means she cannot leave her condo to get down the stairs. I'm sure if there was an emergency, we would get her down the stairs. But anyway, it's bad thing about living on the third floor in an old building that I did buy. I ordered from Amazon. It's one of those little pulley carts that has like the triple wheels on the back, so it's supposed to walk up and down stairs. Well, it didn't work real well. A couple of my neighbors were down, a couple of guys, they were like, I was making so much noise. They came over to see what was going on. But my my cart, it didn't go down. I was trying to haul garbage and use kitty litter in a bag, of course, down the stairs to throw out because the garbage is on the first floor. So I'm trying to wheel it down the stairs and it's going clunk, clunk, clunk all the way down. So they thought I was like falling down the stairs. But anyway, so they kind of helped me. But I was talking to one of them and he said the problem with these older condos, this condo was built like in 65, I think, the steps are narrower. So those walking wheels don't work as well because it doesn't have enough room to flop over and stop and flop over and stop. So, and I also have to get used to using the thing because it is kind of awkward. It's not as easy to roll. I have two other carts, but they don't go up and down stairs. Actually, they probably would have worked as well as that one. It did work pretty good coming up the stairs because I had left most of that 40 pounds of kitty litter in my car. I was just bringing it up 10 pounds at a time. So I put one in the cart and that did work pretty well coming up the stairs. It was just, nothing's ever easy. So anyway, and I also found out I'm not in very good shape. So I actually should start going up and down the stairs anyway, instead of taking the elevator. There. Again, that's the excitement here. And if that's the worst of it, I can handle it. Now, I'm going to move on. I did have a lot of fun in the past few weeks. I don't think I mentioned in my last video that I was going to another retreat. I had actually forgotten about this retreat. It was the week before Thanksgiving, and it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'd forgotten I signed up because I signed up so long ago. I think it was even a year ago that I sent in my deposit, kind of a save my place thing that said, yeah, I'd love to come to a retreat. So I sent her, it was like $25 to register. And then I paid another part of it. And then I found out at the last retreat, not this one, the one before that I went to, I was sitting with one of my friends and she started talking about it. I'm going, what retreat? And I look, it's not even on my calendar on my phone, which I put everything on there. So I checked it out and went, oh my God, I am signed up for this. So, and I also found out I still owed the balance and so did she. So I called the shop owner and she billed us for the balance of it. But anyway, it was fun. It was luckily the retreat. Anyway, it was pretty close. So this was put on by the shop. It's fairly new to Florida. It's called Inspired Needle. I believe she's originally from Indiana because I know she talked about being near Shipshewana in Amish country. So this was her first retreat after moving her shop to Florida. Unfortunately for me, her shop is in West Florida, like close to St. Augustine, Jacksonville, that area, I believe. I have not been there because it's not near me, and I haven't been up to that side of the state for a while. But she decided to have the retreat down not too far from me in Sarasota. And she did it there because there's actually an Amish restaurant there that has restaurants like in Ohio and other Amish countries. It's either, I can't remember if it's Der Dutchman or Das Dutchman, but it's a huge Amish restaurant. And that place is dangerous, let me tell you. They have like gifts and 2 floors and food and a bakery. Oh my God, stuff you can buy. Anyway, so she decided to have the retreat at the hotel, which is kind of connected. It's on the same property. It's not physically connected, but it's on the same property as the restaurant. So our dinners were catered by this Amish restaurant. So we had wonderful, Amish type cooking. It was very good, very good. Lots of food, wonderful desserts, Amish whoopie pies, yum, and that kind of stuff. Anyway, enough about the food. But so it was in Sarasota, which it's about an hour depending on traffic. I think that it was like 50 miles from my house. And it's going over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which I drove for 8 years because I used to work in Bradenton, which is just the other side of the Skyway Bridge. And but so much depends on traffic. Like one day it was 56 minutes to get there, and the next day it was an hour and 15 minutes because there was an accident or traffic backed up or something. And like I said, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Saturday there was 2 or 3 of us that were driving to from coming over the Skyway, and then my friend Jean was coming from Tampa and didn't have to go over the bridge. But for all of us, it was about the same amount of time. And we thought, oh, Saturday will be better because there's no work, traffic shouldn't be so bad. Oh, heck no. That was the longest day because there was, I don't even know what there was, some kind of an accident. I think there was 3 cars, but one time, it by the time I got by it, it was gone, but the traffic was still all backed up. And actually, the first night I drove home, going over the Skyway, I saw traffic was like backed up for miles going south. I was going north, going south, and come to find out, a car had caught on fire on top of the Skyway Bridge and totally burnt up because they had to get emergency vehicles up there and everything. It was a mess. I mean, it was backed up for, I don't even know, 20 miles. It was craziness. So anyway, luckily I was going the other direction. And then the next day as I drove by, there was a big burn spot on the side of the road. Fun of driving a big bridge every day, and it's like there's no other way to go. So anyway, but it's not a bad drive, and I don't mind. I was prepared. I had my audio book that I was listening to. It not only does it save me on the hotel fees to stay there, it saves me having to board Miss Mama Kitty because she has to have medicine twice a day. So I would rather drive an hour each way than, have to pay all that money out. So it's nice that it was close. It was a very nice facility. The room was fabulous. Half of it, there was about 40 people there. Half of it was stitchers, and the other half was actually tables, dining tables. And then they brought the food right into our room. We didn't have to go to the restaurant for dinner anyway. For lunch, we went over, of course, to the Das Dutchman, the Amish restaurant, and had wonderful, yummy food over there. So we had good food for dinner and lunch. So other than that, it was really, really nice. The room, as always, ended up being pretty cold. Trying to get the temperature right for all these women. Kathy also brought, I think, half of her shop. There was a lot of tempting stuff there. It was amazing. All this threads and patterns and fabrics and just all sorts of goodies and temptations and framed finished pieces to tempt you even more. So anyway, but I'll talk about the temptation in a minute. But I love it. We received some lovely gifts. Kathy from Inspired Needle, everybody got wonderful gifts from her. And then plus my table mates. Table mates a lot of times bring gifts and bring them around to everybody. I brought free patterns. I think I showed you the pattern with the acorns and the button. I handed that out to everybody with a button. And I also gave away some coasters that my mom had made. I gave those to everybody. So those were my little gifts. But when I got to my seat, there was like bags of candy. Jean and my friend Melody, those are my stitching friends that I sat with. They brought bags of candy with other little goodies, which I happened to just finish off. So I kind of spaced it out. There's always lots of food. They just had these little bags of candy plus a big box of candy. Oh my God, it's so dangerous. So anyway, but when I got there, this was a little gift. I don't know who brought this. I'm sorry, but wonderful little gift, just a little pear. Some people got pumpkins, just a nice little Thanksgiving type, fall type gift. Also, somebody, I think it was, oh God, I can't think of her name, brought these wonderful notepads, and it has a note from Vincent, or a quote from Vincent van Gogh, which I love. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. This was from Jenny. So that was really, really nice. There were some other little things waiting. This thing is so cute, and I've actually used it. If you don't know what this is, well, it's a cute little snowman on top. This is like a clean mascara brush. And then if you have to pick out fabric, you make a mistake, you have to rip it out. Sometimes little fuzzies are left, and you can use one of these to brush off like those little fuzzy wuzzies that are on the front and the back of your fabric. But I just thought I've not seen one with a cute little snowman. I'm sure she made these herself. And then we also got, there's probably more stuff, but it's everywhere. I kind of unpacked. Somebody brought, so cute, a little plastic rubber ducky. Oh, can't see it. It's a Santa Claus rubber ducky. Isn't that cute? He's not rubber, he's plastic, but he's so cute. And then this beautiful needle minder. Isn't that gorgeous? Everybody's was a little different. They were all winter Christmassy. And then I know there was more, but that's what I have here. When we got to our table, everybody had a wonderful name tag made by Count Me Inspired Needlework Retreat 2024. And we could wear them as name tags. She gave us a ribbon to put on it. I wore it as a name tag for a while. It's wood. It's like the laser cut wood, but it's also, if you don't want to wear it as a name tag, you can use it to tie your threads on, get your floss ready for your project. So that was really nice of her. And then the last day, we got this wonderful box from her. Again, laser cut wood. It says Inspired Pumpkin Patch. So cute. And that was for, she gave us this wonderful book. It's just fabulous book. It's two different designers, hands-on designs, and Summer House Stitch Works. The name's down there. And this is called Between Friends, a Fall Sampling. And this is a big book. This isn't just one pattern. There's all sorts of wonderful ideas and charts. That's like a needle book and a pin cushion. It tells how to make everything, all this fun stuff. So what she gave us, these little pumpkin felted wool pumpkins. There's a closer picture. Oh, these are wonderful too. All these fun little projects of pillows and things. And the designs and instructions are in here for all of those. So this is what she had, a little make it, take it project. And this was a free gift. You got the book with this design in it. And then what she did is she had everybody that wanted to take the class. Now, I didn't do the class because I've done this before, but she also gave us all the supplies to make these cute little pumpkins. There was two of these, this fabric for the pumpkins, and then this really lovely felted wool backing, and everything you need to make it, like the iron-on stuff and that's more like for the templates and things. But a bunch, probably 3/4 of the group went over and took the class, so it was really nice. It was a fun retreat, and I did not vend at this retreat, so it was kind of nice. I didn't have to work. I just got to sit and stitch. It took me a while to get into stitching because I'll show you the project I worked on later, but I hadn't really stitched a lot lately, just little things. Nothing major. So it took me a while to get into it. And also the project I brought was I'm 46 count linen. So I had my light and my magnifier, and the first day the needlework stand I brought wasn't the right stand to hold it. I'll show you in a minute. It's in a big frame and it's heavy. It's in my Millennium frame and it's heavy, and it would not work in the stand I brought. So I had to kind of work out a way to hold it and stitch, because I like to stitch two-handed. So anyway, but I did work on it. So I'll show you that in a minute, but let me find, here it is. So I kept walking by. She had all sorts of just wonderful patterns, and I loved a lot of them, but I was really good. I couldn't, I don't need another thing to do. But the last day I broke down, and I'd been going and looking at this pattern every day. She had these samples stitched, and it is amazing. It may not look it from this picture, but when I show you the fabric and everything, it is gorgeous. It's so much prettier in person. Now, this is by Rosewood Manor, and it's called High Tide. And I don't know if you can see, there's all sorts of sea creatures. And a lot of them are done in Krynic, the braid, the glittery thread. And these are my favorite colors, like aquas and teals. Like I said, it is so much prettier in person. So this is special fabric. You can see it's gradiated. It's made by Under the Sea Fabrics. Under the Sea, oops, upside down. Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't know if you might be able to click on that code and get to their website. But I bought a fat quarter, and this is called Midnight Mermaid. Midnight Mermaid. And this piece was designed to go on this wonderful, wonderful fabric. So I have it on scroll rods. Oh, she also had the packs of the threads. These are all the Weeks. These are all Weeks Dye Works threads. And then there's DMC, and I didn't buy the DMC from her, but look at these beautiful, beautiful threads. They are gorgeous. Like I said, they're all my colors, all these aquas and blues. And then these, I've kind of got them divided up. These beautiful, like corally colors. and then of course creams. And then I don't have the Krynic thread yet. I'm going to order that later. There's, I think, 5 or 6 different rolls of various shades of the Krynic, and that's for the jellyfish here. You can see that. And then there's also a blending filament in here. And as I work on this, I will show you, because it's, excuse me, it is so beautiful. But I started it after I got home. Oh my God. So anyway, I couldn't find a scroll rod to fit it. And actually, because it's kind of strange the way it is, you have to leave opening. The stitching doesn't start till here. So I actually started in the center of the bottom to make sure I had enough fabric, because I was leery about it. Now this is 32 count fabric and it's hand dyed, so the holes are really, really tight. The threads are really tight. So I decided to start in the center bottom, and then I would work that and work my way up so I could make sure I had enough room at the top. I'm sure I'm going to, because it's, I thought I would have more room at the, on the sides, but I have part of one, just have, it doesn't look like much, and you may not even be able to see it because this fabric is dark. And like I said, it's 32 count. You see the couple little rows? Those are 2 different shades. One is almost the exact same color as this fabric, which looks lighter on the screen. And then the other one above it is just like a shade lighter. And then that's what happens. And next I'm going to be stitching the waves. But I wanted to show you this fabric. Isn't that gorgeous? It's 17 inches wide and 26 inches long. It's a fat quarter. So, but it isn't that beautiful? I just walked around. I kept going back over there, and my friends Jean and Melody are over there going, buy it, buy it. I'm going, stop, I can't. But and the nice thing was she had a bunch of different dye lots of this fabric. So I kind of picked one that was a little more greeny aqua. A couple were more bluish here, which is what the sample looked like. But I like this little bit of an aqua green. And like I said, it is gorgeous. So I'm very happy. So this is in my rotation of I want to work on this, and then the other project I'm going to talk about. I have 2 samplers I'm reproducing, and I have to get them stitched. The thing is, a lot of designers, they have stitchers that do their stitching. I do my own because I have to see it. If there's a mistake, I want to catch it, which sometimes there is. Hey, it happens. It happens to every designer. And it's like the worst thing because you do not want to have a mistake, but it happens. This one actually had a mistake in it, and she had to add another sheet. It happens. It happens to everybody. But like color-wise and stuff, I want to stitch it myself. So that's why it takes me so long. But I've got myself set up again. So I was stitching last night, watching my Christmas movies, Die Hard 1 and 2. That was my Christmas movies last night, my 2 Christmas movies, 2 of them. They happened to be on. I think they were doing a marathon. I don't know, but I watched the first one, the second one, just because I may have seen them before and I didn't have to concentrate. So I just had them on while I was stitching, but I was working on my other project. But this is, instead of just playing on the computer and that kind of stuff, I need to I was just having a hard time since I moved, getting back into stitching again. It's hard sometimes, especially after you move. So let's see. And for that dark blue, I told you it was really hard to stitch on, but once I got the rhythm, it was okay. The thing, I stitch in my recliner, so and that one, my stitching stand worked to hold the frame, and I could get right on top of it. I also have +4 magnifiers that I use on top of my glasses, and I have this wonderful light that's got like 5 different settings on it. And I, of course, put it on the brightest setting possible, like right on top of me. And once I got going and got the feel for the fabric, it started working up a lot faster. Obviously, I didn't get much done because it took me a while to get it in the on the frame and that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was what I was working on before. Or that's one of my projects, and that's what I bought at this retreat. So I'm really, obviously, really excited about that. I think that's it for the retreat. I did put a link at the end to inspiredneedle.com. So if you're interested, she does mail order. If you're in the area or traveling to Florida, you can go to her shop. I've heard it's lovely. Like I said, I have not been there. And she is talking about having another retreat next year. And that room would hold a lot more people. There was just so much going on. A lot of people, she planned on a lot more people. But with the hurricanes and the holidays and everything else, it was crazy. So a lot of people, there wasn't as many people as she hoped for. And when she reserved the room, that was kind of like the only weekend she could get the 3 days in a row. And that was a week before Thanksgiving. That was fine for me, but a lot of people are really busy at that time. But anyway, we gave her so many compliments and told her how much we enjoyed the retreat. And I'd never met her before. A lot of people knew her. There was a group of people that came down from, it's either Indiana or Illinois, one of those. It was a northern state where she used to be. And they came down to see her. And her, I think 2 of her sisters were there. So it was a really nice group of people. And I got to meet a lot of new people. So it was nice. A real nice group, a lot of fun, no drama, just fun stitching and good food and things to buy, such as this pattern. But that was the only thing I bought. So yay me. Next on my agenda, on my agenda here, I wanted to talk about, I told you I've started stitching again. So I pulled out a reproduction sampler I'm working on. Let me show you somewhere. I have a picture of the original. What did I do with? There it is. Now, I don't have the original sampler. I think it's still packed somewhere, but this is what it looks like. Was stitched by Sarah Avis, and she was born April the 3rd, 1799. She has all her brothers and sisters, all the dates they were born. And it says at the bottom, Sarah Avis, her work, age 10 years, 1809. But in the center part here in black, it says Joseph Avis, born April the 22nd, 1811, who departed this life December the 25th, aged 8 months and 3 days. So sad, but that was unfortunately the way life was back then. But she may have added this later, like many of us. She may not have finished her sampler, although she dated it 1809. That may be when she started it, because she has on here that her brother was born in 1811, which is 2 years after the finished date here. So obviously, I don't know what happened. And that's the thing, you'll never know. I did do some research. It's nice when you have all these names and dates. It makes it easier to look stuff up on Ancestry. And I found where she was born and that kind of stuff. And all the information, once I get this done, will be included in the pattern, and I'll be talking more about it. But I'm ready to move the scroll bars, which is why I wanted to show it this time, because I'm here. I just finished this band here, and it's the pattern itself is like 12 pages. You know, it's 3, I think it's 12. Yeah, it's broken into thirds. So this was like the top section. So it's 3 and then I think 4 down. I'm not sure. So I have this much done. So basically a third, but this thing here is going to be a challenge. Can you see all that? That's all solid stitched. And it's not real even. Can you see the bricks are like different sizes? So it's not like you can just stitch it. But I'm very excited. I can't wait to get down to that part. This is what I'm going to be working next. And it's hard to tell from this picture, but these are Algerian eyelet stitches. So this alphabet is all Algerian eyelet. So I'll probably work up to, or probably the next section will be this with these wonderful bushes here, this verse, and then this will be the last section with the big house and these wonderful giant flower baskets, whatever they are. That will be the last section, but she has this wonderful strawberry border around the outside. Let me pull up mine that I'm stitching. Oops. And it's very big. I have it wrapped in a pillowcase here. So I am working this on 46 count linen using one strand of DMC. She stitched it in, take my thing here. Sarah stitched this using silk. I did not use silk. So this is my reproduction of it. See, but it's really lovely. And she has all these little birds and baskets and just all these cute this little heart and a crown. And this is an English sampler. And some of these are all one color, some are two colors, and then there's one flower that's all just a pale pink. The rest of them are ecru, and you can't see it, but these are all the names. Some of them, they're done in like a off-white, so it really blends in, but I matched the colors to the original on the back. So Richard Avis was born in 1791. William Avis was born in 1794. Sarah Avis was born in 1799. Elizabeth was born in 1802. Jane was born in 1804. Mary was born in 1806. And John was born in 1807. And then, of course, the next section, you can see I don't have enough here to work on. So I'm going to move this down or move it up, take it out and turn it. This is my Millennium frame, so it's a little more challenging. You can't just scroll it. You have to actually undo everything, and then you take off this top and bottom piece and roll them and then hook them back in. It's a challenge, but oh my God, it's like a drum. This I ordered from England, and they take forever to get here. They are not cheap, but they work really well. But this is tight as a drum here. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. Let me see if there's anything else that I wrote some notes up here. No. So anyway, this is the one I'm working on now. This is the one I finished. I was at a retreat for 3 days, and I worked like I had part of this done here. So I worked this and most of these flowers. The vine was done, and then I finished it up. So, you're at a retreat for 3 days, you'd think you would get a lot done. But you have to remember, this is 46 count linen, so it's very tiny, hard to see. The second and third day, I brought in a different stand that will hold this, because my lap stand that I use most of the time would not hook on this round thing. It holds it from the side, but this round thing, it didn't work. It was too big. So anyway, that is that. So that is what I'm working on right now. Next is Stitch of the Month, but I wanted to, I got a comment from someone, her name, it's either Mary Alice or Maria. I couldn't tell because the names are kind of squished together on the comments, how you make your sign-on name. So, but she was asking about this she said she had a sewing box like this. I don't remember where I got this. I don't know anything about it. I believe it's cedar. But it has this wonderful thing on each end, the silhouette. It's a little dusty. Mine came empty, but see, it's got this very cool pin cushion. Oh, wait, there's tons of pins on this side, pin cushion. And then inside are these slots here that hold spools of thread. But I'm pretty sure this is cedar. But I believe she said she got it in New Orleans. But I probably got this at a flea market, maybe in North Florida, maybe in Mount Dora, maybe at Webster Flea Market. I'm not sure, but I really have no history on it. I just loved it. I couldn't resist it. I obviously have a lot of these. This one has they like scroll, but since you asked about it, like I said, I know nothing about it. I'm sorry. And it kind of rocks. So it's kind of unique. I can show you this one too. This one's got some, oh, not too bad. I was thinking this one had some damage. This one's different because it has this, can't remember what you call these tops that it's pieces of wood, slats of wood. And this one doesn't have anything in it, but it's like a roll top desk and it just rolls and opens. But this one doesn't have the kind of the same shape, but it doesn't have the cute little thing on it. But you can see where the wood slides in that. So that's kind of my sewing accessory showing for today. But that was since you asked, I thought I would tell you. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't have any more information about it, but I love it and it's really pretty. You can see the beautiful wood. Now, time for Stitch of the Month for 2024. I decided to do something a little bit different for this. It's kind of Christmassy, holiday, winter, if you don't celebrate Christmas, but it's kind of wintry. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, but I was waiting until December. And this is, you see the little, this is pattern darning. And these are little trees. Little, you can call them Christmas trees or just evergreens, whatever you want to call them. Pattern darning is very easy. This is anyway. I know there's some patterns that get really complicated and they're not all cute little things like this. I found it in a book and then kind of changed it. It was about half this size. So I made it a little bit bigger. What I did is I went, this is the diagram for it. So the original one I looked at only had like one stitch, one. So there was only like a few stitches, but I wanted my tree to be higher and it gives it a little more definition. But this is a real simple stitch. And if you go to the Stitch of the Month Facebook group, I'm going to have this, and this is the sampler I came up with. You don't have to stitch this. You can use these stitches wherever you want, but this way you have them all on one page. And obviously I have this stitched. This is on 28 count. It starts here. This is 2024. And then I've done one of these since 2022. So these are the stitches we learned in 2024. And I'm going to start a new one in January, so be ready. But I just thought this would be kind of fun for winter holiday. But this will be available. Both of these will be available as a PDF on the Stitch of the Month Facebook group. So be sure to join that. So what I'm going to do is pull up a PowerPoint like I always do and kind of go over the stitch. And then I'm going to demonstrate it for you on camera. So hold on, let me change to the other screen so I can show you the PowerPoint and then demonstrate the stitch. Okay, so this kind of shows the bigger large version. The little trees down in the left corner are what you will see on the chart. And then the big diagram on the upper right is the exact way you will stitch it. And the gray lines are actual fabric threads. So this shows how you will go over and under the threads. And pattern darning is kind of what it says. You just go over and under threads. You don't do each one individually. You don't do each tree individually. You work all the top row and then you move down and you work the top row from left to right. At least that's the way I have it diagrammed. And then the second row, you work it right to left, move down, left to right, and continue until you get to the bottom. Of course, I've only diagrammed 2 of the trees on the actual sampler that I charted. There's actually 6. So you would continue across the row and do 6 of these. So to start, you're going to start at the top of the tree. And for this, from the edge of the sampler, if you're working this little sampler, you'll need to work or start 3 threads in from the left edge. And then you're going to come up and that will be 1. And you're just going to go over 1 thread, 1 fabric thread. Then you're going to go under 7 fabric threads and come up at 3. Go over 1 thread and then go down at 4. And then you're going to work your way across doing the same thing. Under 7 threads, over 1 thread, under 7 threads, over 1 thread, until you have 6 of these across the row. Then you're going to move down. See where it says 4 and then right below it is 5. Now, when you do this, you have to be careful because when you're working over 1 thread, it may kind of slip. So you just got to kind of be careful when you move down. Of course, your number will be way higher because there'll be 6 of them, but I only diagrammed 2. So you're just going to come up at 4, which is 1 thread, or come up at 5, which is 1 thread below 4. You're going to go over 1 thread again, down at 6. After you get the first top row down, it's much easier because your baseline is in there. So you're going to go down at 6, which is 1 thread below 3. And then again, you're going to go over 7 threads and come up at 7, and which is right below 2. And then you're going to go down at 8. So you're going to do that all the way across for all 6 again. Then you're going to start your longer rows, which are over 3 threads. So you're going to come up at 9, which is 1 thread down and 1 thread to the left of 8. You're going to go over 3 threads, go down at 10, skip 5 threads, come up at 11, go over 3 threads, go down at 12, and then skip 5 threads, go over 3, 5, 3, all the way across. Then you're going to drop down just like you did between 4 and 5, and you're going to come up at 13. And you're going to do the same thing. They're going to be over 3 threads, under 5, over 3 again. So next, you're going to, at 16, you're going to go down to 17, which is 1 thread down, 1 thread to the left of 16, and come up at 17, go over 5 threads, under 3 threads, over 5 threads, continue across the row, and then work your way back again. And the last row is over 7 threads. Your stitch, each one grows by 1 thread, or you do 2, 2, 2. Anyway, so you're going to do your over 7, skip 1 thread, over 7, go under 1 thread, over 7, all the way across, work your way back. I think I have that numbered wrong. Oh, I did. I numbered it wrong. I have to fix my numbers. But anyway, you will be coming up at 32 instead of 29, which is way on the other side. So sorry, guys, I numbered it wrong. I got confused. So anyway, you're going to work your way back across, and then to do the little stem of the tree, the trunk of the tree, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to count in 3 threads from the bottom of step 32, or drop down 1 thread in 3 threads. I'll demonstrate it. I'll fix my diagram. Luckily, I haven't uploaded this or anything. And that's why I do my own stitching, because I find mistakes in my diagrams. So that's that. Let me change to my other screen, and then I will demonstrate this stitch for you. Okay, let's see if I can do this right, since I'm sorry, I was just trying to focus that a little bit. If I can do this right myself. So let me come up. And what I've done, I've started this with what's called an away waist knot. Let me break this up. I'm actually going to. So what I do, I tie a big knot in the end of my thread, and then start it at least 3 inches away from where I'm going to be stitching. And I go down, and you end up with a knot on the front. You can't see it because it's too far away. And then when I'm done, I would cut the knot off and run the threads in the back, rethread the needle, and run the threads in the back to end it. Okay, let me figure out where I'm going to start here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move up 1. So this would be step 1. I'm going to zoom in just a little more. Zoom and try and focus. Oops, wrong way. Sorry, I'm moving around here. There. Okay. So this would be where I come up at step 1. Now I'm just going to go over 1 thread and go down at 2. So there's my first stitch. Then I'm going to count 7 threads to the right, 2, 6, 7, and come up. And this is step 3. I'm going to go over 1 thread. And now if I was going to continue across the row and do 6 of these, I would count over 7 again and come up. But I'm going to go ahead and move down and just do 2 of these, just like I have diagrammed. So I'm going to come up right below it. This is step 5. And like I said, be careful working with linen or any thread, because this may slip around. I'm on plastic canvas, so it's not going to slip. And doing any row after this is easier because your first top row is already counted. So this one is going to be right underneath that. So that is step 7, 8. Now I'm going to go 1 thread to the left and 1 thread down. That is step 9. Go over 3 threads, under 5 threads, or just know that you need to come up 1 thread to the left. Go over 3, 1, 2, 3 threads. And now again, I'm going to drop down 1 and just make stitches the same size. Now, one thing you may notice with this is you're carrying threads across the back, and that's okay. In this, it's okay. If you see the threads, you can't hardly see them, but if you see the threads through the back, that's just the way it works. This is a variegated thread, that are blendables, they're called. This is silky. That's why the threads are different colors. But you may be able to see the threads through the back, but that's how these stitches work. Okay, so that is step, what am I on? 15, 16. So again, and actually you don't have to count, but so I'm just going to make it 1 stitch bigger, 1 thread bigger on each side. So there's that row, and then I'm going to do another row the same size, coming back. Like I said, once you've counted that first one, you just have to remember you make 2 stitches of each size. So there's the next row. Now we're going to do the base, the bottom row. So I'm going to come down here and 1 thread bigger on each side again. And you'll go under 1 thread and go across. And then you need to just drop down again. And there, come up. And there's your little trees. Oops, thread over there. Okay, now I'm going to work the trunk. So I'm going to drop down 1 thread, count 1, 2, 3 threads over. So it's going to be the same as your top. And then count 7 threads over to go to your next tree. 4, 6, 7. Go over 1. And then you're going to go down and do the base of your trunk. If you want longer trunks, you can do another row if you want. But there you are. That is pattern darning. And like I said, it's very simple. If you go out and look up pattern darning online, if you Google it, you will find all sorts of patterns which are much more complicated than this. They don't have maybe the big gaps like this. But I just thought this would be a fun Christmassy, holiday, wintry type of pattern for this. So I'm going to stop my share on this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that stitch. I thought it was a lot of fun and just something really different and fairly simple and kind of wintry. So even though it's not very wintry down here in Florida, although it was, I think it was 52 when I got up this morning for December 1st. So that's it. That's the last stitch of the month for 2024. I have one more video for this year. I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Hard telling. Sometimes it just comes to me when I'm not thinking about it. So as always, thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you for commenting. Be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. They're not always posted at the same time. I try to, but hey, life gets in the way. Check out the Stitch of the Month Facebook group. And show your progress if you're working on any of these, or show me how you use the stitches. I love to see that because there's so many different ways you can use these stitches. You don't just have to use them in a sampler. You can use them on one of your projects. Instead of doing cross stitch, you might be able to do some of these other stitches to give your pieces some texture. So again, thank you. If there's any stitches you would like to learn or are curious about, just let me know. You can email me. You can comment on my videos. I'm not always good about, I try to reply fairly soon. I haven't been able to do that other than replying during my video. So again, all the links are posted at the end of the description, plus the chapters where you can just go to the section that you want to watch again, because you need to watch the whole thing, of course. So again, thank you, and I will see you on the 15th of December. Oh my goodness, last video for this year. Wow. Thanks, bye.